role? What is his function? He, on that special day, must atone for all of the nation of Israel. One, on behalf of everyone. A similar entity is a king of Israel. He is a political leader. When he makes decisions that will affect all the citizens of his country, in spite that he's only one person. So too regarding the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. On a specific day, he's atoning for everyone. The Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. In a specific or particular place, which is inside the Holy of Holies, inside the Holy Temple, of course. That means the most holy person in the world, in the most holiest time of the year, in the most holy place in the country. This is a special matter. That is his role. What does the word kapara, atonement, mean? Of course, the name itself of the day is... What does it really mean? Rashi and our sages explain that kapara is cleansing, to clean. What is cleaning? Each and every person goes through things during the course of his life. No one of us here is an angel, except for Rabbi Begon. The Rabbi is like a malach. Everyone has complications and problems in life. Our sages say that Yom Kippur is likened to like a laundry day. We're cleansing in our soul all the bad things. The most important object is to be cleansed. Today, for instance, millions and billions of people in the world are suffering. Why are they suffering? From many difficulties and problems. Anyone here reach anger in life anytime? Sure. Oy vavoy, I don't believe it. Sadness, depression. A lot of people have a lot of problems. What's the reason for so many problems? When dirt accumulates by a person and he does not cleanse himself, this causes a lot of difficulties on a world level as well. Certainly on a personal level, on a family level. That is the role of the Kohen Gadol on Yom Kippur. And on that day he has special clothing that he wears. Two types of clothing. The golden clothing and the white clothing that he wears. Whereas the golden clothing, he does the works outside the holy and holy holies, but not inside the tent of meeting. Okay, outside, where the outside altar is, he works with the golden clothing. What are these sacrifices about? The word itself, in Hebrew, korban, from the language to come close. These sacrifices atone, cleanse for everyone. In spite of the fact that it could be one animal. But it's a public offering. So it could be that the entire Jewish public is on that one lamb, for instance. Whereas the white clothing, its color, of course, is white. And our sages say that colors have significance in the world. Colors have significance. It's not incidental. White always represents kindness, goodness. In contrast, red or golden clothing represents judgment. That is really our life. Our life is comprised of judgment, and there's a judge, of course. But there's a higher level in life, and that is the level of kindness. As King Solomon says, the world shall be built through kindness. And the high priest, he exchanges, he switches his clothing. Sometimes he's wearing gold, sometimes he's wearing white. But when he goes inside, he wears the white-colored clothing. Clothing is also called, for instance, in the army language, a uniform. Right? A new soldier, when he enlists, he receives a uniform. Why is it called the word madim? From the word measure, midah. Size. You measure the size of it according to your body. If you're thin or heavy, high, short. לפני חודש, נכון? הבן שלי התגייס לאותו קומנדו, והוא באגוז. The Rav's grandson, a month ago, enlisted to the Duvdevan unit, which is part of the commando unit. And he got a new uniform. The Rav saw the uniform. The Rav noticed that the uniform he got was not for the size of his body. You're thin, and this uniform is too wide for you. But the truth is, it should be the proper measure. And that's why it's called madim. If you want to serve in the holy temple, in spite of the fact that you're not a Kohen, you have to be a good person. Anyone here want to be a good person? I'm working on it. Me. All of us. Galata? First of all, the first thing that has to be corrected is our midot, our character. What are the proper midot of a Kohen Gadol? He has, remember, 8 regular articles of clothing. 4 white, and another 4 of the golden clothing. Regarding the white clothing, our sages say that these uniforms are for correction. 4 character behaviors not only should be amongst the Kohen, but each and every person has to assume these midot. Would you like to get married? No. Again, would you like to get married? So first, our midot have to be corrected. If we don't have good midot, it's not a pleasant thing to get married. What are these optimal midot? First, the wearing of the pants by the Kohen. That corresponds to against the attribute of lust and desire, adultery, God forbid. Afterwards, he has wearing the kutonet, the outer long garment. That represents to go against the bad attribute of anger. Why is that specifically against anger? It reminds the kutonet of Yosef the Tzaddik that the brothers were angered at him, and they took his outer garment and they immersed it in blood, and they showed that to their father Yaakov. If you want to get married, you can't be an angered person. Ask the Rav why? It's not good. Ask the Rav where does he know it? The Rav was married 54 years to his blessed wife and blessed memory. The Rav has experience. After wearing the kutonet, he's wearing this long belt called the avnet. That corresponds to which character trait? You know what the Hasidim wear? A gartel. That corresponds to the heart. Why the heart? It's against bad thoughts. We have to get bad thoughts out of our system. Having bad thoughts are not good, is it? Is it good? Is it good or bad?
It's bad.
Ra. Ra. Look. And then the fourth one he's wearing is the hat. The how do you call it? The turban. Thank you. That corresponds to pride, self-pride. Indeed, we are not priests. But the Torah comes to teach us how each and every person really should be learning about ourselves. Whereas in the next Parashat Kedoshim, many mitzvot appear in the Parashat 51, as we said. There's one mitzvah that states, and you shall love your friend like yourself. And the great scholar Rabbi Akiva says it's a thumb of the rule in the Torah. It's not enough to say it. How do we know if a person does have love for his fellow friend or not? Have you ever been on a date before? Hello?
On a date, yes.
Yeah.
Can.
How do you know if there's love between you and her or not? Should I reveal this to you?
Can.
How do you find out if it's not in speech, but rather it's in action. That's how you can reveal if she has love. If your wife tells you, throw out the garbage, the question is, how do you throw it out? Do you run to do it? And you love her? Or are you afraid of her? If you walk slowly to throw it apart, it shows you you don't love her too much. Because there's body language, and that teaches us something. Hillel the elder, the great Tanakh, how does love come into expression? How is it relevant to us? The story is told that a convert, en route to be convert, comes up to Hillel and says to Hillel, teach me all of the Torah on one foot. How long can a person stand on one foot? Very long, not a long time. But Torah is infinite. How can all of the Torah be taught him on one foot, standing up? Hillel answered. Shammai said, "You're a chutzpah." He told the person, "Get out of here. You're a chutzpah. You're too abrasive." But Hillel did not knock him away that way. Hillel said, "What is hated to you, don't do to the other person. What you don't like, don't do to the other person." Do you like when people cause you sorrow, grief? Anyone cause grief to someone else? Don't cause grief to others. That's all of the Torah in a nutshell. That's the principle of the Torah. What is the idea? All of the Torah is coming to teach us this one matter. Be a good human being. Be a good person. A good person does not cause anguish to another. The rest of the Torah, go to Mechon Meir, Hillel told him, and learn. Come to the English department and learn. And you'll be able to learn all of the Torah afterwards.
Question.
Okay, that's the end of the Sichot. Now the Rabbi opens it up. Questions on any topic. You're the first one. If anger is a bad attribute, if kas is a midah ra'ah. Go ahead, no? No, you're not asking, is it?
Yeah.
You are asking?
I'm asking, is it a bad attribute?
You didn't understand the Sichot thing of the Rav. Who shall ha'im kas is a midah ra'ah. Of course you know it's a bad attribute.
משה רבינו פעם אחת כעס. איזה עונש הוא קיבל?
Look when Moshe Rabbeinu became angry with the punishment. The heaviest punishment anyone can receive. Not to come up to the land of Israel.
אתה כעסת פעם?
Have you ever become angry in your life?
כן.
וואו. חז"ל אומרים, מי שכועס,
anyone that is angered,
הוא מאבד את האדם שלו.
he loses the humanness of himself.
הוא לא בן אדם.
As if he's not a person.
וידעת, אני רוצה להביא אותך.
You have another question? Begon question? What's your Begon question? יש לו שאלה נוספת.
זה בסדר לכעוס עם עצמך?
לכעוס על עצמך. Also, it's not good to be angered at yourself.
כעס בכלל, לא...
Anger is not a good thing.
ככה אומר הרמב"ן לבן שלו.
Ramban Nachmanides, in a letter to his son, the famous letter.
כל הדברים שאתה מדבר.
All the things, the way you speak.
לכל בן אדם.
To any and every person.
כל זמן, בכל מקום.
At any place, at every time.
דבר בנחת.
Speak with nachat.
בזה תנצל מן הכעס.
Speak softly, calmly, and by doing so, you'll be saved and rescued from anger. That's the worst attribute you can have.
מה, לא ידעתם?
Did you not know this? The Rabbi is asking.
טוב, אני אעביר לכם קורס.
I'll get you a course. Next question. Ken Boaz.
The Rav spoke about Yom Kippur, as the Parashat also spoke about Yom Kippur. I was wondering, it's a day of cleansing, the Rav spoke about. But sometimes in my life, it's not related to Yom Kippur, it's before Yom Kippur or after. I try to do a mitzvah, but the mitzvah does not go as I want to go, how the mitzvah goes. And then it brings down my spiritual level. How do I get up to speed to the mitzvah again?
גם לפני וגם אחרי יום כיפור, שהוא מנסה לעשות מצווה ולא יוצא לו, והוא מרגיש שמוריד אותו מהרמה רוחנית. איך להתמודד עם מצב כזה שניסה לעשות מצווה ולא עשה?
יש מה שנקרא תשובה.
There's something called repentance.
תעשה תשובה.
We do repentance.
הרמב"ם אומר,
My Maimonides says,
בהלכות תשובה,
in the laws of tshuva,
אין דבר שעומד בפני התשובה.
there's nothing that stands before your ability to do tshuva.
מה זה תשובה?
What is repentance?
נותנים לך צ'אנס.
We're given a chance
סיכוי. להשתנות.
to change ourselves.
לא זה מהות האדם.
That is the essence of man.
זה נקרא בצלם אלוקים עשה את האדם.
Remember, God was created in the divine image.
כן, יש לך בחירה חופשית.
We have a free choice.
אתה יכול להשתנות.
We believe that we can change.
אתה לא... אדרבה.
On the contrary.
שאין יש לו מחשבה שהוא לא יכול להשתנות.
A person that thinks or has a thought pattern that he cannot change, then he's a pessimistic person.
אדם פסימי הוא אדם עצוב.
A pessimistic person is a sad
ואין לו
person.
כוח.
He doesn't have the inner strength.
אדם צריך להיות מה?
A person has to be what instead?
אופטימי.
Optimistic.
מה זה אופטימי?
What is optimism?
רואה טוב.
To see the good.
להסתכל באופן חיובי.
To see in a positive, observe things positively.
כמו מי?
Like who?
אברהם אבינו.
Avraham Avinu observed things positively.
שהיה לו עין טובה.
He had a good eye, ayin tova.
נותן אפילו סדום ועמורה.
Even to the people living in Sodom and Amorah, he thought he could save and see the good in them.
עוד שאלות.
Other questions? Bakasha. Yes, Mayor Nata.
Can we talk about the connection between the emotions and expectations?
האם הרב יכול ללמד אותנו על החיבור בין רגשות לבין ציפיות?
יותר קשר.
ומה הקשר ביניהם?
רגשות
וציפיות.
אם יש מישהו רגשות רעות, זה כאילו יש ציפיות רעות למישהו.
He's saying if a person has bad emotions, then he has bad expectations.
המצב רוח של הבן אדם.
The mood of a
אם
person,
חיובי או שלילי.
if it's positive or negative,
זה תלוי בך.
is dependent upon you.
אבל זה גם תלוי בשכל שלך.
But it's also dependent upon your intellect.
יש לך שכל?
Do you have intellect?
אולי.
בוודאי. You have intelligence.
שיש לו שכל.
A person with intelligence
הוא מאמין שהוא יכול
believes that he can
לתקן.
correct.
לתקן עולם במלכות
As we
שלם.
say in the Aleinu L'Shabech, to correct the world with the
כל
Almighty
אדם
Kingdom.
יכול לתקן.
All the time we can correct.
אם אתה מיואש,
However, if a person is
אתה לא
despaired
מאמין בתיקון,
and doesn't believe in correction,
תבוא למכון מיד.
then he should come to Machon Miyad.
בגלל זה אני פה. תודה.
זה לא מקרה,
It's not incidental.
מהות.
That is the essence of life.
זה הבן אדם.
That is the person.
שהוא יכול, הוא גם יכול וגם צריך
A person can and must
להאמין ביכולת שלו
believe in his abilities
להשתנות.
to change oneself.
כן, עוד שאלה.
Other questions, gentlemen, before we dismiss?
ארוחת צהריים אתם אוכלים?
Do you eat lunch, by the way, the Rabbi is asking?
אז לכו לחדר אוכל.
So go to the dining
לא
room.
יישאר אוכל.
So go.